on, guys? We are back with another Shadowlands patch 9.1 Chains of Domination video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Shards of Domination and everything you kind of need to know about them. Now, we are a couple weeks in, we're about 3 weeks into the patch, and Shards of Domination are still a little hazy for some players. Myself, I'm learning new things about them every single day. And I'm going to bring this video to you to kind of hopefully explain as much as I can this system that Blizzard has implemented in 9.1, how powerful it really is, and how extremely useful it's going to be for the rest of 9.1, and it is very important to get these shards as fast as possible. So, as I said, Blizzard added this system in 9.1. They added this gearing system called Domination sockets. So they're very similar to regular sockets, except you don't put gems in them, you put these things called Shards of Domination in them. Now, you ask, what is a Shard of Domination? So I have a couple here. They're basically just shards that have an interesting effect on them. So, you know, your speed is increased by 30. It's kind of the worst one. You know, your critical hits cause a nearby ally to absorb the next X amount of damage for, 6 seconds. Things like that. Just cool little interesting effects that you can then socket into your gear. So right here, I have a couple pieces of gear already. I got a helm with a gem socket. I have shoulders and boots. 3 sockets right now. Not the best. I could technically, hopefully, have gotten more based off RNG, which this whole system is based on, and that is a big problem. So as it currently stands, you get all of your Shard of Domination gear, your Domination socketed gear from the raid, except a couple little things which you can buy from the Death's Advanced vendor and from the Archivist Codex vendor, where you can actually buy one piece of gear that does have a Domination socket in it. And that is at tier 6. You can get the one from the Archivist Codex, and Revered, you can get it from the Death's Advanced vendor. Yeah, so that's all you need to really know about the Domination sockets. Go through the raid, and find the gear that has the most. One thing I will add on, though, that is extremely important is that some pieces of gear have tier bonuses to them. Now, you might ask, tier sets are back? Are tier sets back? In a way. They're kind of back, but not really. So, I'll use the Terragru leather shoulders as an example, right? So, if you look at them, they have the Domination socket there, but then there's also the bonus. If I socket 2 more Frost Shards, I gain Winds of Winter. Now, Winds of Winter has this cool effect here. So basically what it's saying is that I need to have, as I already have 1 Frost Shard in, I need to put 2 more Frost Shards into my gear, any Domination socket in my gear set, in order to get this effect. That's awesome, That's pretty great. But the issue is the shards are very hard to come by. Not hard, but it's all RNG based. So what I suggest is obviously going through the dungeon journal, finding out what gear drops your Domination socketed gear, which one has your best set bonus, and things like that. As it stands, helm, shoulders, and chest are for all classes or like gear sets, for leather, plate, cloth, and mail. And then there's other ones sprinkled in for each individual one. So it is also important. You might ask, how do you get a Shard of Domination? Now, there's a couple ways to get them, but they're still pretty rare. So the first time that you kill a boss, every single boss in the raid, you'll have a chance to get one of the shards. It's completely RNG based. It goes against the regular loot table as well. Like, you can not get a piece of gear but get the shard, or you can get a shard and a piece of gear, right? So it's completely RNG based. And the shard that you get is also completely random as well. As you can see, I currently have 3 blood shards, 2 unholy shards, and 2 frost shards, right? So I'm kind of waiting on a Frost Shard, another Frost Shard, and an Unholy Shard in order to be able to start completing sets. Because as it stands, I don't have a Blood set yet. A piece of gear with a Blood set, so I can't fill that in. Now another way you can get the Shard is through the World Boss. Let me open it up here. No, not Castle Nathria, Shadowlands, and Morgeth can also drop a shard. It drops the shard of Rev, which is a very important one to make sure that you get. Now, the thing with the shards, though, is that is the only boss that actually drops a specific shard. None of these bosses drop the shard in their loot table, so it's completely RNG on which one you get. Now, in a recent update, Blizzard has actually implemented a very, very good hotfix. So if we go here, Blizzard right here says, defeating Sylvanas on any difficulty will now always drop a Shard of Domination for players who have not yet gotten all the possible shards. What this means is the very first time you kill Sylvanas each week, you will be guaranteed a shard if you don't have all the shards, right? So when I kill her next week, when the reset rolls around, I'm going to get my last Unholy Shard or my last Frost Shard if I didn't get it from the previous bosses. And this is a good way to kind of get rid of the RNG in a way, but it's still not great, right? Because you would have to kill her 9 times if you're really unlucky, because there are 9 total shards, and that's not fun. Now, it's only once per difficulty as well. Right? Not per difficulty, once on any difficulty, right? So if you kill her on Mythic, Heroic, and Normal, you still only get that 1 shard. And that's it. It's the same with all the other bosses. If you kill the boss on Normal and a boss on Normal and Heroic, you only have that 1 opportunity on the very first time you killed it to actually get a shard. So that kind of screws with the system a lot as well. So once you know all this information about the shards, you know, the domination sockets, the set bonuses, it's also extremely important to know that you can upgrade these shards. So each shard can be upgraded to rank 5. Currently, 2 of my shards, some of my shards are rank 2 because I've been upgrading them. All the ones that I currently have in my gear are rank 2. And how you do that is you go to this NPC here, Bonesmith. He is in Keepers of Spite and Korthia, and you use the shard plus the Stygian Embers that you get. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Stygian Embers that you get from the raid, mobs in the raid and stuff like that, to upgrade them. And once you do upgrade them, right, they get more and more expensive as you continue to upgrade them, which, you know, is kind of a bad thing, because it means that it's going to take really long to get you. But you do get like 30 to 40 Stygian Embers a week anyway, right? So it's pretty good. Now, the last thing that I will say about Shards of Domination is this Soulfire Chisel right here. You need to buy as soon as you can. What this allows you to do is to take out the shards from your gear. Right, I'll show you right here. I have my Soulfire Sigil. I can just click it, and I can click on my boot, and it removes it from my piece of gear, right? And now it is free. I can then put in any of these ones that I put in. I'm just going to put the same one that I had back in there, and be good to go. It's very important that you do not overwrite it. You do not want to put this shard on here. There is an add-on on the Curse Forge that you can get that does not allow you to do this. You can't do this, because what will you do is if you will destroy the shard that is in the socket if you do that. So you want to make sure that you are not putting a shard onto a shard, and that you use this item to get rid of the shard first before you put it in. Now, the uses of the Shards of Domination. So, as it currently stands, the bonuses, the set bonuses, only work in the Maw, the Raid, and Torghast. So you can't get the Winds of Winter, the Chaos Bane, or the Bloodlink bonuses anywhere else. You can't get it in Mythic Plus, you can't get it in PvP or anything like that. You can only get those in those 3 locations. But in Mythic Plus and World Content, you can get the bonuses of the shards themselves. right? So this shard here that gives me an absorb up to 4.2k, I get in Mythic Plus, which is really, really useful. It's just a passive bonus that, you know, makes things better. You know, this one increases the healing I get by 1%, right? Like, that's going to be really good in Mythic Plus and world content and things like that. What I did learn too is that these shards don't work in PvP at all. So it's not going to be an overpowered meta of, you know, if you need these shards to be able to rank up or things like that. You will be perfectly fine if you don't have these Shards of Domination or these Domination socketed pieces of gear. You'll be pretty fine and dandy. So as it stands, the things you need to do: kill Sylvanas every single week to make sure you get every single shard possible as fast as possible. Continue to click Stygian Embers so you can continue to upgrade your Shards of Domination. Buy the Soulfire Chisel instantly for 2,500 Stygia. It's infinite use too. This is why this thing's very important. It's infinite use. You can change between Mythic Plus dungeons, between bosses and stuff like that. You can just, you know, change around all your Shards of Domination. And other than that, that's the system. It seems complex at the top, but it's not. It's really just RNG based, and there's nothing you can really do about that. You just gotta hope you get the shards and the pieces of gear that have the set bonuses on them. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and comment anything else that you know about Shards of Domination, or anything you'd like to share about them that I got wrong, or any additional information. Make sure to subscribe if you want more content from me, and check out my Twitch stream in the description below. That's where I'll be streaming all of my World of Warcraft content of my guild clearing the raid on Mythic difficulty and Mythic Plus, hopefully in the future. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and peace out.